Hello, and welcome to Gentle and Clear English. Here, you will have great experiences with real stories in a clear, slow, and educational way about everyday life in America and around the world. So, enjoy, relax, and learn. In 1976, a revolutionary journey began in a small, unassuming garage in Cupertino, California. The story of Apple Inc. is one that begins with visionaries who dared to challenge the status quo of the technology world. The three co-founders, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne, had no idea that their humble project would grow into one of the most successful companies in the world. The original idea came from a shared passion for technology and a desire to make computers more accessible to the general public. Wozniak was the engineer behind the first Apple computer, the Apple I, which was a hand-built circuit board designed for hobbyists. But Jobs, with his understanding of the broader market and his marketing prowess, saw the potential of turning it into a product that could reach beyond the niche audience of tech enthusiasts. In the early days, they worked out of Jobs' family garage, assembling each machine by hand. The Apple I was sold as a motherboard, requiring users to add their own keyboard and monitor. Despite its limitations, it was an innovation at the time, offering a personal computing experience that was accessible to the average person. In 1977, after a successful partnership with a local computer store, the Apple II was born. This was a pivotal moment in the company's history. Unlike the Apple I, the Apple II was a fully assembled personal computer with color graphics, a sleek design, and a user-friendly interface. It quickly became a hit in the marketplace, and it was the Apple II that first put the company on the map. By the early 1980s, Apple was becoming a household name, but the journey to becoming the tech giant we know today wasn't without its challenges. The Macintosh revolution, a new era in computing in 1984, Apple took another giant leap forward. With the introduction of the Macintosh, a product that would change the computing industry forever. Unlike other computers of the time, the Macintosh featured a graphical user interface key and a mouse, which were revolutionary concepts at the time. This made computing far more accessible to everyday users who were previously intimidated by command-line interfaces. The Macintosh was marketed as a personal computer for creative professionals, and its sleek design and intuitive interface caught the attention of designers, artists, and educators. However, the initial launch of the Macintosh faced difficulties. It was expensive, and its limited software support made it difficult for it to gain traction in the broader market. Despite these challenges, Apple continued to push the boundaries of personal computing. The Mac became the standard for many creative industries, including graphic design, video production, and desktop publishing. Over time, the company began to expand its product offerings, introducing innovations like the LaserWriter printer and the Apple Desktop Bus ADB for connecting peripherals to the computer. By the 1990s, Apple had created a loyal customer base, but it was still struggling to compete with the growing dominance of Microsoft and the PC. Jobs, who had been ousted from Apple in 1985, returned to the company in 1997 to help lead its turnaround. Steve Jobs returns, the iMac, and a new era for Apple. Jobs' return to Apple marked a new era for the company. He quickly reorganized the company and made strategic decisions that would propel Apple back into the spotlight. In 1998, Apple released the iMac, a colorful and innovative desktop computer that was designed to be simple, stylish, and easy to use. The iMac's success reinvigorated Apple's brand, and it helped the company regain its position as a leader in the tech industry. The iMac also signaled a shift in Apple's approach to product design. Jobs believed that technology should not only be functional, but also beautiful. The iMac's striking design, with its translucent plastic body, was a reflection of Jobs' philosophy of creating products that combined form and function. In the years that followed, Apple would continue to innovate with a series of products that would change the way people interacted with technology. The introduction of the iPod in 2001 revolutionized the music industry, and the iTunes Store provided a legal and convenient way for people to buy and download music. The iPod, along with the iTunes Store, helped Apple establish itself as a major player in the digital entertainment market. The iPhone revolution, changing the mobile landscape. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone, a device that would redefine the mobile industry and change the way people communicate, work, and entertain themselves. The iPhone combined a phone, an iPod, and an internet device into one sleek, all-in-one product. Its intuitive touch interface and app store allowed users to customize their experience and access a world of applications. The iPhone quickly became a global phenomenon, and it set the standard for smartphones. Its success laid the foundation for the modern mobile industry, and it influenced the development of other smartphones, operating systems, and apps. Apple's focus on user experience, design, and ecosystem integration ensured that the iPhone would be at the forefront of the smartphone revolution for years to come. As the iPhone evolved, Apple introduced new features such as Face ID, wireless charging, and advancements in camera technology. The iPhone not only became a must-have device for consumers, but it also reshaped entire industries, including telecommunications, media, and software development. The iPad, Apple Watch, and expanding the ecosystem. In 2010, Apple introduced the iPad, a tablet that bridged the gap between smartphones and laptops. The iPad offered users the ability to consume media, browse the web, and interact with apps in a more portable and convenient way than ever before. The iPad's success was a testament to Apple's ability to create products that resonated with consumers' needs and desires. In 2015, Apple introduced the Apple Watch, its first foray into wearable technology. The Apple Watch not only functioned as a smartwatch, but also allowed users to track their fitness, monitor their health, and interact with notifications from their iPhones. The Apple ecosystem grew as more products, such as AirPods, Apple TV, and HomePod, were introduced. These products were designed to work seamlessly together, providing users with a connected experience that integrated all aspects of their digital lives. With iCloud, Apple created a cloud-based system that allowed users to access their photos, documents, and other data from any device. The legacy of Steve Jobs, Apple in the post-Jobs era. Steve Jobs passed away in 2011, leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence Apple today. Tim Cook, who had been Jobs' right-hand man for years, took over as CEO. Under Cook's leadership, Apple continued to thrive, releasing new products and expanding into new markets. Cook's tenure as CEO has seen the company's value soar, with Apple becoming the first company in history to reach a $2 trillion market valuation. Cook has also focused on social responsibility and sustainability, making Apple a leader in the tech industry's efforts to reduce its environmental impact. The future of Apple. What's next for the tech giant? Looking to the future, Apple continues to focus on innovation and expanding its product offerings. The company has invested heavily in augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and autonomous driving technologies. Apple's vision for the future is one where its products become even more integrated into daily life, providing users with seamless experiences across a wide range of devices. Apple's commitment to innovation, design, and user experience ensures that the company will continue to be a major force in the tech world for many years to come. Steve Jobs, the visionary who changed the world. Steve Jobs is often hailed as one of the greatest innovators of the 20th and 21st centuries. His passion for technology and design was unparalleled, and his ability to create products that were not only functional, but also beautiful changed the way we interact with the world. Jobs had an intuitive sense for what people wanted, even before they knew it themselves. This foresight allowed him to develop groundbreaking products that would revolutionize multiple industries, from personal computing to entertainment, telecommunications, and even healthcare. Jobs' relentless pursuit of perfection and his obsession with creating the next big thing led to the development of products that became household names. Let's take a closer look at some of the innovations that shaped the course of Apple's history and the world. The Macintosh, a new era in personal computing. The Macintosh was one of the most important products in Apple's history. Introduced in 1984, it was the first personal computer to feature a graphical user interface, GUI, and a mouse. Before the Macintosh, computers were command-line based, requiring users to type in text commands to interact with them. The Macintosh, however, made computing accessible to the masses by introducing a more intuitive and user-friendly interface. The idea of a GUI was not new, but Jobs and his team at Apple took the concept to new heights. They realized that a computer should be easy to use, and the Macintosh was designed to be as simple and straightforward as possible. The iconic "Hello" screen that greeted users upon startup became a symbol of the ease with which anyone could use a Macintosh. Despite its groundbreaking design, the Macintosh initially struggled to gain traction in the market. It was expensive, and many software developers were hesitant to create programs for the new platform. However, Jobs' vision for the Macintosh remained strong. He believed that personal computers should not just be tools for work, but should be something that people could enjoy using. The iPod, revolutionizing the music industry. In 2001, Apple introduced the iPod, a portable music player that would change the music industry forever. Before the iPod, people listened to music on bulky CD players, cassette tapes, or vinyl records. The iPod, however, allowed users to carry thousands of songs in their pocket, completely changing the way people consumed music. Jobs understood that the iPod needed to be more than just a music player. It needed to be a complete experience. So, Apple introduced the iTunes Store, a platform that allowed users to buy and download music legally. This was a game changer, as it provided a convenient and affordable way for consumers to access music. The iPod's success was not just about technology. It was also about design. The sleek, minimalist look of the iPod, combined with its intuitive click-wheel interface, made it a must-have device for millions of people. The iPod revolutionized the music industry, forcing record labels to rethink their business models and opening the door for digital music distribution. The iPhone redefining the mobile industry. Perhaps the most iconic product in Apple's history, the iPhone, was introduced in 2007. The iPhone combined a phone, an iPod, and an internet device into a single device, making it an all-in-one solution for communication, entertainment, and productivity. It was the first smartphone to feature a touchscreen, which eliminated the need for physical buttons and keyboards. The iPhone's design was sleek and minimalist, with a large screen that dominated the front of the device. The touch interface was intuitive and allowed users to interact with the phone in ways they had never experienced before. With the App Store, Apple created an ecosystem of third-party apps that expanded the iPhone's functionality and allowed developers to create software for the device. The iPhone revolutionized the way people used phones. It was no longer just a device for making calls. It became a tool for accessing information, communicating with others, playing games, listening to music, and even managing one's personal life. The iPhone also set the standard for future smartphones, with competitors like Android following suit. By incorporating touchscreens and app stores over the years, Apple has continued to innovate with the iPhone, introducing new features such as Face ID, wireless charging, and improvements to the camera. The iPhone remains Apple's flagship product and continues to drive the company's success. The iPad, bridging the gap between computers and smartphones. In 2010, Apple introduced the iPad, a tablet that combined the functionality of a laptop with the portability of a smartphone. The iPad allowed users to browse the web, watch videos, read books, and use apps in a more portable and convenient format than a traditional computer. The iPad was an instant success, with millions of units sold in its first few years. Its success was due to Apple's ability to create a device that filled a gap in the market. Tablets had existed before, but the iPad was the first one to get it right. It was easy to use, had a sleek design, and offered a rich ecosystem of apps that allowed users to personalize their experience. The iPad's success also paved the way for the development of other tablet devices, and it became a popular tool for education, entertainment, and business. It changed the way people consumed media and did work, further expanding Apple's influence in the tech world. The Apple Watch, a new frontier in wearable technology. In 2015, Apple introduced the Apple Watch, its first wearable device. The Apple Watch was designed to complement the iPhone by allowing users to receive notifications, track their fitness, and even make phone calls directly from their wrist. It was the first mainstream smartwatch to offer a complete integrated experience with Apple's signature design and ecosystem support. The Apple Watch became a key player in the wearable tech market, driving the growth of the fitness tracking industry and encouraging people to become more health conscious. With features like heart rate monitoring, GPS tracking, and the ability to track workouts, the Apple Watch became a popular tool for fitness enthusiasts. Apple's continued development of the Apple Watch, along with the introduction of features like ECG electrocardiogram and blood oxygen monitoring, has made it a valuable tool for health management. The Apple Watch's focus on health and fitness is part of Apple's broader strategy to integrate technology into people's lives in meaningful ways. The Apple ecosystem. Seamless integration across devices. One of the key factors behind Apple's success is the seamless integration between its various products. From the iPhone to the iPad, the Mac, the Apple Watch, and beyond, Apple has created an ecosystem of products that work together seamlessly. iCloud allows users to access their files, photos, and documents across all their devices, while features like AirDrop make it easy to transfer files between devices. This ecosystem has helped Apple build a loyal customer base as users find it convenient and desirable to own multiple Apple products that work well together. Apple's commitment to providing a cohesive user experience has played a major role in the company's continued success. The film Jobs, a glimpse into the life of a visionary. In 2013, the film Jobs, starring Ashton Kutcher as Steve Jobs, was released. The film chronicles the life of Jobs, from his early days at Apple to his eventual return to the company in 1997. It highlights his unconventional management style, his passion for design, and his relentless drive to create products that would change the world. While Jobs offers an interesting portrayal of Jobs' life, it has been met with mixed reviews. Some critics argue that the film doesn't capture the full complexity of Jobs' character, while others believe it paints an inspiring picture of his journey. Regardless of its critical reception, the film has helped to bring Jobs' story to a wider audience and has inspired many to pursue their own dreams of innovation and entrepreneurship. The film focuses on the pivotal moments in Jobs' life, including the creation of the Macintosh, his departure from Apple, and his return to lead the company. It captures the high-stakes decisions and personal sacrifices that Jobs made in order to build Apple into the tech giant it is today. Despite the challenges and controversies he faced, Jobs' legacy as a visionary leader and innovator remains intact. Final thoughts: the enduring legacy of Steve Jobs and Apple. Steve Jobs' impact on the world cannot be overstated. His vision, determination, and passion for design and technology changed the way we interact with the world around us. From the Macintosh to the iPhone, the iPad, and the Apple Watch, Jobs' innovations have shaped the modern digital landscape. Apple continues to thrive under the leadership of Tim Cook, but it was Jobs who laid the foundation for the company's success. His legacy lives on in the products we use every day, and his story serves as an inspiration to millions of people who aspire to create, innovate, and change the world. As we look to the future, Apple's continued commitment to innovation and design ensures that it will remain a leader in the tech industry for years to come. Steve Jobs may be gone, but his influence will be felt for generations to come.